Welcome everyone to our event today, our first event of 2012, The Effects of an African Heritage, our interview with Divine Charura. Welcome Divine tonight.
Thank you very much, and I'd like to say welcome to everyone as well that's listening in. It's certainly a pleasure to have you.
Yeah, thank you. It's lovely to have you here, and yes, we'd like to add our welcome to all our online guests who are in the chat room or listening, and please feel free to use the chat room to add comments or questions. I know we're both hoping it's going to be an interactive experience today.
Mm-hmm.
And Saz is in the chat room. She'll pop her email address in, so if anyone's having any difficulties getting into the chat room, just pop Saz an email and she can give you a hand. Great. So to start our interview off tonight, Divine, maybe I could begin by asking you whereabouts in the world you're located.
Yes, that's fine. We're actually in Leeds. I'm in Leeds at the moment, which is north of England, United Kingdom. So actually at Leeds Metropolitan University as we're speaking. So right in the centre of Leeds.
Wow. So you're in the middle of the city. And
we are.
Yeah. And you're in the university tonight. Yeah.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah, so the interview is part of a kind of series of warm-up events for the Transcultural conference. It's going to be held at Leeds Met University, I guess. So you're right there. Yeah.
I am, yes, and obviously we also look forward to welcoming everyone to that conference and hope that as many people that are interested in this very special topic do attend. So we look forward to it.
Great. Oh, it's a very exciting event, and yeah, we're hoping tonight is a really good taster of what's on offer, because I guess you're one of the keynote speakers at the conference.
This is what they're saying. Yes, indeed I am. I'm aware of that and looking forward to it. We're making preparations at the moment for the whole conference as it is. I believe Dr. Lago is giving the first keynote, and then there'll be workshops, and then I'm giving the last keynote lecture. So yeah, we're certainly looking forward to it.
Sounds like a great event. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get back to you, Divine. As exciting as the conference is, maybe I could ask you next, what has been your professional journey? Can you give us a sense of your background, please?
Sure. Basically, I was actually born in Southern Africa, and that's where I first came towards the work of Dr. Carl Rogers. And that was to do with working with the Red Cross and other organizations that were doing anti-HIV and anti-AIDS campaigns. So from there, I came and I studied in psychiatric nursing at Leeds University and mental health. It's about 10, 11 years ago now. And then from there, being dissatisfied with the psychiatric system at the time, I really revisited the work of Carl Rogers and Freud and many other theorists who spoke about therapy. And as you can imagine, and as some people will know, it was the time of the asylums. So I worked in different psychiatric settings, and then came to Leeds Metropolitan University as part of my development to do a degree in counselling and therapeutic studies. From then on, the journey went on, and I did public health and health promotion, specializing in mental health I was interested in. And then did training in person-centered psychotherapy here at Leeds Met, actually. And then further on, I did training at Leeds University again in family and systemic training. I did the postgraduate diploma there after I finished the Leeds Met.
So you've been busy. So, wow.
I have. But more importantly, I guess it's all the work that I have been involved in and around Leeds, working in psychiatric settings, working with refugees and asylum seekers for the last 5 years. And currently I work as a psychotherapist for the NHS as an adult psychotherapist. So it's an NHS psychological therapy service. So, and senior lecturer here at Leeds Met as well in counselling and psychotherapy.
Yeah. So you've got a real wide range of experience in the mental health field, I guess.
Well, I do, and enjoy it, but it's not been easy. As a lot of people that are interested in mental health know that there's many challenges, but I believe I have had experience and still enjoy it. That's the main thing, yeah. And
Yeah.
hopefully making a difference, like many other people are.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I think your chapter in the recent book that Colin Lago has edited, the
Sure.
Handbook of Transcultural Counselling and Psychotherapy, is a really important piece, and I guess in your being determined to make a difference, I guess it's the chapter is titled, like our interview tonight, "The Effects of an African
That's right.
Heritage." Yeah. Could you give us a sense of, what was your thinking behind writing that chapter? What got you interested in that?
Sure, I can. There's two aspects to it. The first, which I was saying to you earlier, starts with the therapist as the self, and thinking about who they are, thinking about their own identity, thinking about their own heritage. And certainly this is what I've done. And then thinking about how that may impact and how that certainly impacts on the therapeutic relationship, issues of power, issues of difference, many things within the therapeutic relationships that may come up and issues that may come up. So initially, my interest was in how, as a therapist, you start by developing the self and understanding yourself before you can work with the other. The second part to it was in a lot of my work, I've worked with many people from around the world, which I feel quite, blessed and fortunate to have done. But certainly, what happens when we're working with another person whose cultural root is different to ours? And so I was thinking about, well, firstly, an understanding, and in this case, of African heritage and African culture. But I soon found out that it was near enough impossible to try and describe it all in detail. But what I tried to do was to take strings, from different aspects of African heritage that I think may impact on individuals' lives, but also on the individual therapeutic relationship.
Yeah.
So those were the things I was interested in.
Yeah. So it's a real wide range there, and I guess sounds like it's very important to be thinking the therapist starting looking at self and our own personal experience of our
Sure.
heritage. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I believe, many writers today, many authors in the psychotherapy and counseling fields say that literally the world comes into your room. We live in a multicultural society more than ever, and anyone can come into the therapy room, and it's about having that awareness about cultural issues, about heritage issues, about the impact that they have on an individual, on ourselves, as well as the therapeutic relationship.
Yeah. So we need to be looking at as practitioners? What's the impact on us, I guess, of meeting the world in our room? Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
And an awareness, I guess, that as you talk about pulling threads from various aspects of African heritage in the chapter, I guess it's helpful to also have that awareness of what's true for other people in their own heritage.
It is, and I guess